Welcome to Walls and Wire. Today we're talking about the global spotlight shining on Malaysian infrastructure.
It really is quite something, isn't it? How fast things can change focus.
Totally unexpected.
Yeah, we were all geared up for, big diplomatic talks with President Trump visiting for the ASEAN summit. And then suddenly, boom, the whole world seems to be talking about one of our highways.
Absolutely. The main event was meant to be, well, diplomacy, geopolitics.
Yeah.
But the buzz online, internationally, it was all about how good our roads looked.
That's right.
And it started from just one simple social media post, which then kicked off this huge wave of national pride here. And maybe more surprisingly, actual envy from people overseas.
It was definitely more than just a quick look. It became this viral moment, sort of put Malaysia's development standard right under the microscope, globally speaking, especially comparing it, maybe unfairly, maybe not, to how people perceive infrastructure in, say, the West, including, the country often called the wealthiest nation.
Right. Let's actually unpack that moment, because it almost feels accidental how it happened. The U.S. presidential motorcade driving pretty fast towards the ASEAN summit, and President Trump's communications person posts this short video clip.
Yeah, on X, the platform that used to be Twitter. And that clip, it mostly just showed the ride, how smooth it was, how quick, along the KL Putrajaya highway, and it just cut through everything else. It wasn't politics, it wasn't policy talk, it was literally the road surface.
And the reactions from abroad came fast, like really fast. We saw loads of comments from people internationally, and they weren't just being polite,
No, it seemed genuine surprise.
Yeah, a lot of them were basically asking, hang on, why does Malaysia's road look so much better than ours? That specific question popped up a lot.
And I think what really hit home for people watching worldwide was just the visual proof of, well, good upkeep. People kept pointing out how clean it looked, how smooth, like flawless pavement, especially given the speed they were going.
It almost got into movie territory with the praise. I saw one comment saying it looked like a scene from a Hollywood blockbuster.
Which one?
Like the opening of Independence Day 3 or something. That kind of slick, futuristic highway shot.
Wow. Okay. High praise indeed. But maybe the comment that really summed it all up, that sort of competitive angle, was the one wishing that the world's wealthiest nation could have roads just like that one.
Yeah, that one really landed.
That just perfectly captured the unexpected switch in how people were seeing infrastructure globally.
Okay, so this road getting all the attention, the MEX highway, it's about 26 kilometers long, opened back in, 2007?
That's right, December 2007.
What makes this particular stretch such an effective front door for Malaysia?
Well, it's all about strategy, really. The MEX, or MEX Expressway, it's not just convenient, it's a critical high-speed link. It connects three absolutely key places: Kuala Lumpur, the main commercial city,
Right.
Putrajaya, the administrative capital, and Cyberjaya, our tech hub. And importantly, it hooks all three of them straight up to KLIA, the Kuala Lumpur International Airport.
Ah, okay, so that connection is vital, that triangle. KL, Putrajaya, Cyberjaya, all leading to the airport. So for, let's say, an international CEO or a diplomat flying in, the MX is likely the very first proper impression they get of the country on the ground.
Exactly. It's the fast track connecting the economic, political, and tech centers of Malaysia.
That speed, that efficiency, that's clearly by design.
It is. But, to really understand the smoothness, why it looks so good, we need to look a bit deeper than just saying, oh, it's modern. We should probably talk about how some Malaysian highways, especially these toll roads, are actually financed and maintained.
Yeah. Because that's where the comparison with somewhere like the U.S. gets interesting, right? Many U.S. highways depend a lot on public money, tax dollars, which means if state budgets get tight, maintenance might get pushed back.
Precisely. But here, the MEX operates under what's called a concession model. A private company builds and operates it for a set period.
Right, they collect the tolls.
Exactly. And those concession agreements, they usually come with very strict rules. They often demand really high standards for maintenance, for repair schedules, even for cleanliness. So the company running it, getting revenue from the tolls, they have to keep it in top shape. It's in the contract.
Ah, okay. So if there's a pothole or it starts looking worn,
they're contractually obligated to fix it and fix it fast. This system basically guarantees ongoing investment and upkeep, and that translates directly into that smooth, almost perfect surface that caught everyone's eye in that video.
So the secret isn't just good tarmac, it's the whole financial and management structure behind it.
That's a huge part of it, yes. It ensures the standards aren't just met when it opens, but kept up aggressively over years.
And that quality becomes like a diplomatic statement in itself.
You could say that. It's a form of showing capability.
Now, something else people noticed, apparently, looking out the window during that drive, American commenters pointed out seeing these huge, very organized-looking rows of oil palm trees.
Yes, that's another interesting layer to the impression it creates. Think about it. You're a visitor, maybe a high-level one, speeding along this super smooth modern road, and you look out, and what do you see? Not chaos, but endless, neat rows of palm plantations.
It suggests scale, doesn't it? And organization.
Exactly. It subtly connects this very modern piece of infrastructure, the highway, not just to the city, but also to Malaysia's role as a huge agricultural exporter, a country that manages large-scale resources efficiently.
So it's like an impression of competence that goes beyond just building a good road.
Yes, it weaves together the modern infrastructure with well-managed industry. It kind of communicates this overall sense of national capacity. Like, we can handle complex systems effectively, whether that's a highway or vast plantations.
Okay, but we need to add a bit of, maybe, realism here. We're talking about the MEX. It's a flagship highway. It's tolled. It's fast. But surely, this level of praise applies mainly to this kind of showcase infrastructure. Is there a risk in taking the quality of the MEX and applying it to all roads across Malaysia? Especially thinking about, regular city traffic or maybe older roads that the presidential motorcade definitely didn't use.
That's a very fair point and absolutely crucial context. Motorcade routes are always planned for efficiency and security. They will stick to the fastest, newest, best-maintained roads available, like the MEX.
So they wouldn't have been stuck in rush hour on the federal highway, for instance.
No, definitely not. The impression might have been quite different then.
So the praise is real, but it's for the top tier of our infrastructure.
It is specific, yes. But even as a showcase, it serves a really important diplomatic function. When world leaders come for something like the ASEAN Summit, the logistics of their visit, how smooth it is, that gets noticed. It acts as a sort of reflection of the country's overall efficiency, its planning, its stability.
A smooth arrival sends a political message, even without words.
It really does. It signals competence in how the country is run. Think about it. If a country can invest significantly and maintain infrastructure connecting its key political, economic, and tech centers so meticulously, it suggests a stable, functioning government. Conversely, a country struggling to keep its main roads in order, that often hints at wider economic or management issues.
So the MEX, in that context, becomes like physical proof that Malaysia is organized, stable, and investing for the future.
That's the underlying message, yes. Tangible evidence.
Which is why this whole episode was so interesting. President Trump's visit, which was part of a bigger Asia trip,
Yeah.
it unexpectedly put Malaysian quality, our construction standards, right into the global news cycle. And this wasn't some planned PR campaign by the government.
Not at all. It was totally organic, based on what people actually saw. It was basically free advertising for Malaysia's modernity, the kind money can't usually buy. The infrastructure itself did the talking under intense high-speed scrutiny.
Yeah.
It just reinforces the idea that making smart long-term investments in key infrastructure, that's actually a powerful part of projecting confidence, both economically and diplomatically. Soft power, if you like.
Which leads us to a final thought for you listening at home to maybe chew on. If that first impression of Malaysia for some key people is just a fast drive down a road like the MEX, how much does consistently spending the money and effort to keep that specific standard so high actually affect how the world sees us, diplomatically and economically? Is maintaining that visible quality worth the cost, worth using those specific concession models to guarantee it?
It does make you wonder, doesn't it? Whether really good infrastructure can be the most effective, quiet form of diplomacy a country has.
Remember to like and subscribe for more videos like this.